my calculations are correct, when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
They're here.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
It's showtime.
Hi, welcome everybody to another episode of the VHS Strikes Back. I am one of your hosts, Chris, and my co-host, a very good friend, is Dave.
Hey there, Chris, and hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to the VHS Strikes Back, the show where we dust off the old video player and go on a nostalgic journey to look at the good and the bad movies of yesteryear. Now, Chris, what are we going to review this week?
Well, you know what, Dave? It is a Patreon pick. It is by the legend that is John Hammond. And I've got to say, Dave, this one, never heard of it. It's from 95. However, Dave, there is a slight anomaly with this one because it wasn't actually released till 2010, was it? It was made in 95, but it was in production hell. And it's got hell in the name for obvious reasons. But I will say, Dave, as a Manchester United fan, my time at the moment is absolutely hell. And it is probably one of the worst times ever. Liverpool are on the crust of winning the fucking treble, pretty much. You know, they're not unbeaten, but they are fucking romping it. Everyone else is falling apart. My team's just in the bottom half of the table. And, you know, John's a really good guy, Dave. And it's like, you know, and he'll always have a little thing about Liverpool, as you do, Dave, and other people. I'm thinking, John, why have you done this to me? Why would you want to knock me down even more than where I am at the moment? I mean, my life, you know, with my football team, and I'm going there, Dave, I'm there nearly every week, as you know, and it's been absolutely shit. I don't know you've been there and that, but I'm thinking, you know, what could be worse than watching Manchester United? And then John Hammond steps up and goes, let's review Bloody Muscle Bodybuilder in Hell. And I'm like, fuck my life. That meme where he jumps out the building in the middle of the meeting, Dave, that was me at this point.
Yeah,
so,
the
John
OT
Hammond,
crowd.
yeah, John Hammond, you have done yourself no favour. Well, you've done me no favours. Anyway, you've probably done yourself a favour, pissing yourself laughing. However, that's what we're reviewing, Bloody Muscle Bodybuilder in Hell from 1995. So, Dave, I'm going to ask the question, which I know I've got the answer, but had you even heard of this movie? I know you've not seen it before we'd watched this.
Well, absolutely not. And fuck me, you know, I wonder where people come across these movies at times. It's like, what the fuck? But it, like you say, it is a bit of a weird one, isn't it? It's like New York Ninja, you know,
Yes.
that one that was made in the 80s and then it only came out in 2020 something. And so it's a little bit of one of those, isn't it? But you say Bloody Muscle Bodybuilder in Hell, it's AKA the Japanese Evil Dead. So that was the kind of tagline. Now,
That'd be easy to say. Why don't you cut me off?
But not necessarily as iconic. I mean, it's, yeah. So I guess the only thing I can go back to is the Evil Dead. Now, I don't think I've ever watched the original, but, you know, the second one's pretty much a remake from the first one, from what I understand. So I do remember seeing Evil Dead 2, and I'll be honest, you know, I seem to remember it was late at night, you know, I was probably scanning through, trying to find something else, you know, late at night, I was on my own, and then that pops up, and it's
really?
like, yeah, exactly. Then that pops up, and like, fucking hell. And I didn't, it's obviously a bit of a comedy as well, but, you know, and a bit ridiculous. And recently, Chris, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's YouTubers and whatever, but these old movies seem to be getting more and more, you know, airtime and references back. You know, every day I'm peppered with like Star Wars memes, but like the original trilogy and the bit of the prequels as well. It does seem like there's so much more retro content, but that could be the algorithms and fucking it's tuned to me as well. But yeah, so I know like Ash is really iconic and stuff. So, but I've never really been that bought in. And again, I think I was younger, it's just more of a shithouse, and it just like everything with a hint of scary, like just avoided it. So So yeah, but you can see the parallels with this movie. You can see what it's, that they've tried to copy it, but I'm not sure they did a great job, if I'm honest. I mean, it's made in 95. It looks like it's made in 1965 with someone's very first camcorder kind of thing. It looks horrendous, but yeah, I won't say too much more. How about yourself, Chris?
I thought you'd never ask, David. Well, so if anybody who's going to try and get all this, it's difficult to get a copy. But on Amazon Prime Video, there is an app called Shudder, which I've got to say, Dave, I'm calling Amazon out. It's fucking bullshit what they do. They've got that many fucking apps. Oh, it's only a 7-day trial. And before you know it, you're 6 months in the hole. It's like having a fucking gym membership for some of these movies.
It's like Britannia.
It's fucking bollock. Well, it's like, like Rocky and everything, James Bond, they all went on Amazon Prime, didn't they? They bought them all. I know it's a business, you say. But now they're hidden behind MGM Plus. So you've got the real basic shit movies. But anything that's any cop, I mean, I've got one on Blu-ray, but...
I mean, you could have watched it on Plex, which is completely free, but with adverts.
Right, anyway. So, what we're saying is this. It is on Plex with adverts, apparently. But I went down the Shudder route, Dave, and now I'm conscious that once we finish recording, I have got to get on my fucking Amazon Prime. But you've got to do it on a computer because you can't do it on your phone, Dave, and cancel your fucking subscriptions. You've got to do it on a fucking desktop. And I'm like, you bellends, Amazon. But I must have had about, and you're probably the same, 15 different subscriptions to these fucking rubbish fucking video things. Oh, yeah, fucking Shudder. I'll never watch anything on there ever again. But it's like, you blaggers. So that's $4.99. You need to watch it within 7 days. So I want to rant against Amazon, the absolute blackguard. So.
Right, life hack, serious thing now, because my dad used to go nuts at me because I'd signed up to Britannia multiple times, I think. I mean, those introductory offers were so tantalising, but I'd go like 2 years without fucking cancelling it. Just cancel this, and I'm like, yeah, but I might what's this, Yaz's greatest hits, I might like that, so it was a bit of a surprise when I got this next shit CD in the post. But life hack for you: as soon as you sign up, literally, I mean, how much are you on your phone through the day? I know I am way more than I care to admit, to be honest. I need to do something about that, but basically just stick a reminder in your phone there and then, like the day before. So if you sign it up and then it's a 7-day trial or whatever, make sure you got a reminder in your phone so it reminds you the day before to cancel it.
Yeah, I do appreciate that, Devin. You know me, but I like the jeopardy of being ADHD. That thing of like 10 minutes before the 7 days are up and I'm going to be charged $4.99, fucking absolutely go into fucking super focus mode trying to find a desktop or something, no matter where I'm running into the local library. Have you got the internet? Yeah, fucking getting on my Amazon to cancel it. There's nothing better than
like
that.
Run, Chris, run.
You talk about being organised, Dave, but let's be honest, I only work better when I'm under the most extreme pressure. So, I mean, I ain't no tight arse, but $4.99 for something that's fucking I'd never use again, I draw the line. So, it's the fact that probably what will happen is in your brain, you will actually message me after 6 days and fucking 11 hours and 50 minutes ago, did you cancel that thing? And you will actually be my diary reminder. And I'll be like, yeah. When really, I mean, no. And then I'm fucking legging it going, yeah, cancelled it ages ago, mate. Because you dick. So, yes, Dave, you are correct. But what's the point in being organised if, you've got that excitement and the adrenaline rush of having to fucking, work a way out of it?
I must admit, I don't do it all the time as well. Right, fucking Audible. Do like a bit of an Audible, promotional offer. And the thing is, I don't know how many, eventually it stops it, but it's like $7.99 a month. And you sign up and then you get 1 credit, so it's like an audio book, and you can buy extra credits and stuff. But if you sign up for an introductory offer, it's something like 99p or something, or $1.99 a month, or something like that for 3 months. And I try my own. I don't always do my own advice, I'll sometimes forget it. But then I'll see like my card statement, and it's like, $7.99 Audible. I'm like, motherfucker, it stings. And I'm like, oh, you bastards. And then you go on, and then you're like, oh, I want to cancel it. They're like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. I definitely want to cancel it. And they're like, but we can give you, 3 extra months at $3.99 a month. I'm like, okay.
Well,
but it lets you do that maybe 2 or 3 times, and then eventually it's like, listen, you fucking cheapskate. I'm just gonna let you cancel. See how you like it out in the cold when you can't get your audiobooks. And so, yeah, but nice little tip there if you are using Audible and subscribe to it. But you go on to a lot of these sites and say, oh, yeah, it's too expensive. And then they'll give you another, it's all automated. They'll give you another offer.
Well, you know that I am Mr. Blagger negotiator, as in a previous life. That was my job as a buyer. But I am the family's go-to retentions fucking officer, Dave, for the whole family. Samantha's family, my own family. I was always the one. Chris, can you ring up? So I ring up as them with a fucking, I am like whoever, one of my brothers or whoever my brother-in-law.
Sorry, the example you used was Sam. You ring up as Sam.
Yeah, well, no, she goes, can my husband speak? And then she puts my husband on. Yeah.
Right.
Hello, I'm Samantha. But no, but the thing is, the oldest trick in the book is I was the retentions man. So I don't matter what you're doing, like, here's my hack, Dave. Someone who gets a lot of buzz out of taking money out of these charlatan companies, especially Sky, the absolute blaggers. Never ever, and people know this now, but for years, everyone would just go, customer service, or what have you got to offer me, contracts up, and they absolutely have your pants down. So all you got to do is, I'm leaving, I've had enough. Virgin Media, all of them. Now, yeah, go to retentions, I'm moving out, so you're leaving. And again, like you said, it's like, do you sure you want to leave? Yeah, press fucking 5 and put me through. But are you really? Yes, put me through. So with Sky, one of the oldest tricks with Sky in the book is, just tell them, Dave, that you've been made redundant or you've lost your job. And then straight away, they will drop your Sky plan to half price. I'm really sorry. I've just lost me. I don't want to leave. I know it. But I don't know what to do. I'm in utter despair. And I'm not tempting fate, because obviously it's not a nice experience if you're in that situation. But I literally get the violin out, Dave. You've got the fucking fake tears down the phone. You know it all, there. Fucking, doing it all. And every fucking time you will get at least a 3-month reduction when you get yourself back on your feet, Dave. I did that every single year. Sky must have thought I was the most unluckiest employee going.
Unluckiest? Fucking shit.
You're probably right, but that's not the point. Everyone's the same. Oh, just fucking blag him. I've had a deal here. You know what? Honestly, I've had a deal from, if I'm with EE, 3 have come up to me. I've got everything for 25 quid, but you're paying 60 with us or 50 quid. Yeah, honestly, 25. Can't believe it. I'm leaving. I'm going, what about if we take me with 40? Yeah, I'll take that, when really I'm paying 50, but it's like, they know that you just play the game with them. Whereas as I've got older, I just ring them and go, look, I know you're the best people. What have you got for me? This is what I want to pay. Let's sort a deal out. And then I just do a bit of negotiating. But that was because it's my old job. They had the little, and most people know these, they're the little hacks you do to fucking get a freebie. Fuck all to do with bodybuilders in muscle health, what that we're talking about. They're all these life hacks, if you know what I mean.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the first tangent of today for this 1 hour movie.
I was thinking that. I was thinking before we come on going, fucking John's going to have us and go, how many fucking tangents?
Yeah.
You bring Steve
You did
McDonald
watch the
up.
movie, didn't you?
If you bring Steve McDonald up, I'm bringing Jim McDonald up, baby's dad. Oh, fucking brilliant.
And on that note, Chris, should we get into our trailer?
Go on then.
Shinji, a dedicated bodybuilder, apparently, is lured to his late father's abandoned house by his ex-girlfriend, Mika, a journalist investigating paranormal activity. Accompanied by a psychic, they begin to explore the eerie, decaying residence. However, their presence awakens a vengeful spirit, a woman murdered by Shinji's father decades earlier, who traps them inside with supernatural forces. Now, Chris, what do you reckon to the opening of this movie?
Well, I've got to say, Dave, the fucking plot is nothing like we're seeing on the screen. I didn't know that it was paranormal fucking... I was expecting, what's he called? I mean, he's passed away now. Derek Akora, then, if that's the case. If we're going to a haunted, I remember Sam, yeah. He's like, fuck, this an orb. No, it's a bit of dust, Derek. It's a bit of dust there.
I fucking hate that. You shit me up. I used to watch it in
I used to watch it. Love it. Yeah. I fucking better fielding. And then
what was that? What was that?
And the fucking cameraman or the fucking lighting guy or something would just go, he'd kick something like that. He'd go, oh my God, what was that? He's with us, is he? Fuck. And then fucking he'd be on the deck, Derek Akora, like he's fucking possessed like Whoopi Goldberg in Ghost. And he's like, kiss my heart. I used to love it. Every Thursday on, was it UK Living it used to be on? I used to fucking love that show. It was massive on it. But anyway, Dave, there's fuck all to do with this haunted house. I didn't even get that. I saw the start. The woman had more
did you not get that?
I didn't get it. I didn't understand what was going on, I'll be honest with you.
So you, I mean, Shinji's dad looks like the same actor.
Yes.
And they start off, don't they, with the, they're having a bit of a toast, and then inexplicably, for no real reason, she pulls a knife on him and goes to stab him, and then he ends up stabbing her. Yeah. And then he sort of digs up the living room floor, but we find out later in the film it's got a basement.
Which is not explained.
It's like, but so is she just like in the middle of the house then? What's all this about?
Where's the smell? Yeah.
And then obviously, so it's her spirit that's kind of haunting the house.
Yeah. I didn't get that. Fucking Dave. I just thought it was just like a jumbled up mishmash of just like this real poor horror stuff. I've got to say though, Dave, I mean, we should never call someone who's training. The guy's training and that, but it's a bit of a stretch saying a bodybuilder. I mean, you have different weight classes, but I'm thinking, Arnie, someone like that, even Franco Columbo, his best mate, he was a short guy, but he was fucking huge. He won this Olympian that. This guy's someone who's in shape, without doubt. He can keep him, you can see he's in shape and that. But he's a bit of a stretch. But he's more of an Argos type bodybuilder, Dave. You got the 50k pack from Argos and you think you're going to turn into Arnie. Then when you start using them, you're like, I might as well have got 2 tins of beans on a fucking brush handle and done weights with them because it's fucking light as anything. Yeah, I've bought them, Dave. Giving the gym up years ago, go, right, I'm doing it at home and fucking hell, it was terrible. And the worst thing of it is, so he isn't really a bodybuilder, but we'll go with it with the movie. But
he's in shape, like you say,
he's in shape.
Isn't he? I mean,
yeah, he looks good.
I wouldn't be disappointed with that body myself.
No.
To me, he looks like he's got more of a kind of martial arts, that kind of Mark Dacascos kind of body shape. But yeah, I mean, the whole bodybuilder thing, I don't know if it's lost in translation. I mean, you don't see it as much now, do you? But you used to get the Sega games and stuff in the 80s, and the translations were just all over the place. And so I don't know if it's one of those, or they are just being a bit tongue-in-cheek calling him a bodybuilder, because he does do some flexing throughout the movie, and obviously later on it does kind of play into the plot, doesn't it?
Well, he's the old, he goes full on Lou Ferrigno at the end, but yeah, he's, I think what gets me, Dave, and it's a gory movie, isn't it? I mean, the blood effects, it's done on a shoestring budget, so I'm not going to call it for that. It really is like some of the movies you've watched in the past, haven't they, where you've got that real practical effects. It's all been done. It all feels like a student-type movie, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But some of the fucking action and the heads being decapitated, the hands, I'm just like, what is this shit? And I'm with you. How has John even come across this? This has got to be some show or some podcast that he's listened to, because John loves a good movie, and I love the fact that every day he'll have a movie.
Not sure.
Well, yeah, but he does. He's always got a different movie, hasn't he? Like he puts on the socials and that. Like he's got some of them that you can recognise, some absolute belting martial arts ones, and then he loves his horror movies as well, and his misses and that. They go to shows, don't they, and that. So I get it, but fucking hell, Dave. I mean, there's not a cat in hell's chance, and you know that I would never have watched this in a million years. And Sam loves horror movies, but I don't think she'd have watched this. She won't watch this sort of stuff. I mean, I get out of every horror movie we've ever got, and all of a sudden she's like, do you want to watch this film? And I know it's a horror one. I go, hang on a minute. And then I'll just let me go. Next minute, I'm fucking ironing or doing dinner or something, Dave, because I'm a shit house. Even now at 46, I just hate horror movies. But this is just, I can clearly see why this is a cult classic, and it has got a big following. And how the hell it's rated 6.2 on IMDb is unbelievable, because that is 6 points above where it should be. That is fucking unbelievable. Unbelievable. I don't know where that's come from.
If this had come out, actually come out in 95, that rating would be much, much lower.
Yes.
But I think in recent years, people have grown to really love these terrible movies. You know, and I think that's the thing for this movie. I think people have seen it for what it is, which is, you know, a bit of nonsense, obviously made on a shoestring, by people who don't really understand how to make movies, from what I can tell. I mean, like the camera shots and everything, like you said, it's like a student film. I'm not even sure, like, film student film. Just like, you know, maybe physics student films or something. You know, because, I think they had one camera, because everything is from, you know, a single perspective. When it all starts going a bit Pete Tong, the camera is just right close up on either Shinji or his girlfriend or his ex-girlfriend Mika or whatever. Everything's just really close, and you can't get any kind of, you know, any sense of the whole room and what's happening. But yeah, I think it's just that why it's rated so highly. But some of the practical effects aren't terrible. But what I like about it is that like you say, the special effects are almost akin to watching something like The Young Ones. You know, there's an episode where Vivian sticks his head out of a train, and then, you know, he's got his headless body walking around, and then trying to pick up, you know, the head, and you can see the effects are just so terrible, but there's something endearing about it. It's not going for a realism. It's just going for something that's a bit of nonsense. What I'd say is there are some shots, and I'm talking like a few seconds smattered throughout the film, where, you know, it almost has that Grudge type feel. You know, when the psychic's walking around the house, and then you see, you know, the shape of the woman who's, you know, the spirit, and then she turns around and she looks all kind of scary, and she's got the white contact lenses in and stuff. I thought very occasionally there was some good effects, you know, and again, the camera's all close up to make sure you forgive all of that. But it's when there's supposedly a headless body, say, and it's biting the girlfriend's or Mika's neck, and you can just see he's obviously just stood behind her.
That maybe that's nice and fucking comedy as well. It's fucking ridiculous, because you're right. Like, when the three ghosts get them, you know, because obviously Shinji's quite skeptical in the end. It's like, and again, the dialogue doesn't do it any favors. You know, the subtitles and that. I struggle with stuff like this anyway. You know, so it just really takes me. Not that I can't read it, but I just find it fucking boring, because I want to look on the screen what's going on. So I'm like, I don't want to have to fucking read nonsense. Or if you've ever in the past, Dave, I'm not saying I have, Dave, but I remember getting Die Hard 4 or 5, is it 5, when his son's in it, and they start off in Russia. And a friend of mine used to do the old DVDs, Dave, and he had a brilliant Blu-ray copy of it. Gets a copy of it. Yeah, there's no fucking subtitles. For the first 15 minutes, they're in Russia. So I don't know what's going on as John McClane's son's getting tortured, Dave. But there you go. And I've never watched it since, because it fucking annoyed me so much. So with the and they didn't have subtitles, but having the subtitles there, honestly, it takes me out. But just watching the silliness of what's going on, like the eyes popping out, the hands, this whole thing about like people being possessed in the house, and like you say, I didn't pick up on that with the Cellar thing at all, because not because I wasn't watching, because like you say, it's an hour movie. It is just, it's condensed its action from the start, whether it's good action or bad action is entirely a matter of opinion. But I do agree on the effects. I think like it works in a lot of them. And then you do get a little bit of like graphics, don't you? There's some bits where like the practical effects and they'll add in a little graphic which looks fucking horrendous. It looked absolutely terrible.
The head-hand combo when it's dropping from the ceiling. The animation's terrible.
Fucking terrible. But it does also go back to like even Jason of the Argonauts, isn't it? I mean, the 60s, a big movie, you know, obviously miles bigger than even this, the budget, but some of the effects like you said, it feels like it's from the 60s, doesn't it? It like they've like had a black and white movie and they've done that colour grading over it, which used to be able to do like the old Laurel and Hardy movies. But yeah, Dev, I'm not even going to lie. This movie's fucking terrible. It's absolutely rubbish. I'm sorry, John. It's fucking rubbish. I'm not doing a heel turn. It is garbage. And John has probably got exactly what he wanted out of me, Dave, because I hate every single 63 long minutes of this movie. Absolutely terrible.
So, I mean, just rewinding back a bit, it said about the opening scene, and obviously that's where the murder happens. That's where the whole spirit you see this a lot in I mean, I'm trying to think now. The Grudge, does that fit into our time frame? Yeah, I'll check in a minute. But you know, you had these Hollywood remakes of these Japanese movies, but there seemed to be a theme with them, like The Ring as well, where, you know, if someone dies a violent death, you know, it leaves behind this spirit. But after that initial opening scene where you see the murder, I feel like it's quite slow. And even though this is an hour, that first half really dragged on for me. I didn't feel like a lot happened. And then it's only when, you know, the psychic gets possessed that then it just goes from 0 to 100. And then the second half of the movie is just absolute bonkers. But, you know, you have this, I guess, the chain, the sort of, not bracelet, but a chain. That's where all the blood kind of went in. That definitely had a Harryhausen sort of feel, you know, Jason and the Argonauts or Clash of the Titans. And then when it goes into the guy's eye, you know, I felt like that was pretty gruesome. And, you know, he ends up pulling it out of his gob, you know, pulling it out of his mouth. And yeah, like I say, it just goes absolutely bonkers for the last half hour. But Chris, I would have to say I kind of disagree with you, because I feel like the last 10 minutes, it went from 0 to 100. But then the last 10 minutes go from 100 to 1,000, because that's when, you know, they've been terrorized, haven't they? And Mika's been possessed as well, because the little headless, you know, guy who's just stood behind her bit her on the neck, and that's possessed her. And, you know, she grabbed him by the balls and, you know, sort of lifted him right up. And again, you can see, obviously the camera angle and everything, you can see there's probably people just off camera, like lifting him up on a chair or something. It's just amazing. But that's when he figures out, okay, I'm going to use my muscles and I'm going to go down to the basement and I'm going to use my gym equipment to fight this evil spirit. It just felt the last 10 minutes in particular were fucking glorious.
Well, actually, yes. The best bit of the movie is the fucking weights, Dave. The whole movie. So the bodybuilder, Mr. Shinji, was full on Lou Ferrigno, and at that point he does look good, doesn't he? They got the lighting right and everything. He goes full on side pose, biceps. You know, it's the Arnie pose, really. I'm doing it now, Dave. Not that I fucking look like that. I'm doing the Arnie pose, and he does the full side one, and he does the full Hulk up as well, doesn't he? He goes, and he's got the traps and he's fucking the gyrations. He looks good. He does look good. But what I love is he comes in the room and they're fucking looking at me like, say, she's possessed and everything. And he brings a fucking barbell with fucking weights. That's his weapon. Now, them weights are like 10k. I don't know the bar's not an Olympic bar, but he's probably, say, the Olympic bar's 20k. So he might be 10k. He's twirling that 30 kilograms worth of fucking hard iron there, Dave. Like it's nothing, like it's a nunchuck or something. Total respect. And I love the fact that he uses it as a weapon. And at that point, I must admit, the fucking movie's terrible, but that bit was like, this is fucking brilliant, because when the fucking ghost, once he's like got his missus and he's fucking, he's done the old venom and he spits it on the floor, how he didn't take a bit of venom himself, exactly, I don't know. It was an unbelievable bit of technique there from Shinji. She then turns from like blue back to a normal, normal self, because she's got like, she's the possession in her and that, and she's like, oh, what's going on? All this fucking nonsense. But it's the fact that the slowest fucking ghost monster thing ever puts his eye back in, walks to him. He's got enough time to, he's taking fucking ages, uncouple the fucking weights from the bar and then uses it like Steve fucking Backley, like a fucking javelin from his fucking mouth. But that's not enough, Dave. The fucking ghost, he's pulling himself through the fucking bar, the barbell, and I'm honestly, that bit is fucking brilliant. I have never seen a weight. So I've seen stuff like The Punisher where he uses the fucking weights in that fight scene and kicks the shit out of them all. But that bit as a fucking plot device is the only way they can kill him is using these fucking weights. That is genius. I'll give him that. That is fucking genius. That was one of the best things I've seen for a long time, because it's just the way he uses it as a javelin. It's fucking brilliant. He must have the strength of a fucking bear. Braveheart, Dave. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I'd see. I mean, what a turn that was. Oh, what 180
I forgot about that. That is a brilliant bit, actually. John, I take it back. It's still an absolute wank movie, but there's just a little bit less wankness in it. So it gives me time to pull my shoulder out, Dave. So all the wanking doesn't matter. It's there. You know what I mean? So there is a moment that John has done his job. But yeah, that bit is brilliant. I've got to say, that was just, I've never seen that in a movie. It was so good.
Yeah, and I feel like this is where it leans heavily into the Evil Ted. Evil Ted?
Evil Ted, yeah, that one as well, yeah. How cute,
Dave. The Seth MacFarlane remake. But so, Evil Dead, where he even says, like, at one point, it's like groovy, and, he says, sayonara, baby, and it's just, it leans into the ridiculousness of it. And so, a lot of the stuff that came before, it just felt like, they were fighting these body parts. I mean, there's almost a little bit of animator in there. When they open the door to the kitchen and then you've got this torso, another weird, terrible special effect, this torso just kind of jiggling around there, this weird animation. But yeah, that last 10 minutes, it goes full on parody. And I think that more than anything is why it's a cult classic. And all the stuff that came before was, it was okay. But yeah, the last 10 minutes were amazing.
They were, to be fair, yeah. And I think, I forgot. I don't know why I forgot about that, because that's the only fucking memorable thing in the movie. But yeah, I thought, and I will say as well, that fucking shotgun after this point, he's using the shotgun to sort of shoot different body parts of the ghost. He's got about fucking 30 bullets in it, Dave. I know it's part of the movie, but there is no shotgun in the world that has that many fucking recoil bullets. I'm not having it. But anyway, yeah, it is. The last, because it's weird, like you say about it being slow. It then goes full on, almost like, it's a bit of and it came out this same year, Dave, almost Dusk Till Dawn levels of Switch. Because it went from this like ghost haunted house, like I didn't get half of what was going on until you can describe it to me. But there's nonsense going on and it's condensed. But then that switch at the end is like completely different, because he comes in, he's got the vest on and he's got the full superhero caper on.
Yeah.
There is a bit where he hits the deck for no reason. He's gone in there not scared of anyone, and within a couple of seconds he's shit scared of this ghost, but he's gone in there and done all these moves and everything. So that's a little bit weird, because he went from like a big fucking scary lion to a little kitten in the space of a couple of fucking seconds. But it goes with the plot. But yeah, I do think the ending's got, and the way it sort of plays off at the end as well, like, the ending's probably the right thing as well.
Yeah. And before we go into our final review, Chris, I do have some words from the man himself. Not Shinji, but John Hammond. Okay, so I now know you've watched Bloody Muscle Bodybuilder in Hell. Of course, 2025 is supposedly the year of the stitch-up, but this was always on the cards for me either way. And to be fair, I think I know what your comments will be, Chris.
How dare you, John?
But at least it's only an hour long, not even getting to your sweet spot, which sounds more rude than it's supposed to be. Let's just linger on that for a second. And on the subject of stitch-ups, we all know who Patreons are going for.
It's not you, Dave. You're not fucking stupid enough to say anything.
People love it. People genuinely love it, Chris. The amount of messages I've had, people are thirsting to just make you suffer.
Thanks, everyone. Yeah. It's because they overshare.
What was that, sorry?
Sorry, it's because they fucking overshare, Mr. ADHD. That's what it is. You overshare like a dick. So anyway, I've got no poker face. Sorry, Dave and John.
Yes, okay. Anyway, I don't even know how to describe this movie. It being known as a Japanese Evil Dead says it all, to be fair. Groovy. It's like someone took a low-budget horror movie, added bodybuilder, air quotes for a reason, and then said, let's make it as ridiculous as possible, while trying to stay faithful while also ripping off the Evil Dead. The plot? Completely wild. A bodybuilder gets sucked into a nightmarish demonic hellscape where he has to fight off demons, bloodthirsty spirits, and some seriously questionable special effects, all while flexing and hitting the poses like a true muscle-bound hero. The special effects are... charming. In brackets, by charming, I mean something straight out of a 90s VHS tape. And the acting is chef's kiss. Fucking hell, John.
I was going to say
just enough to make you think they were trying, but also totally failing in the best way possible. Basically, this movie is so bad it's good. It's a perfect example of the kind of film you watch with a group just to laugh at how ridiculously insane it is. It's like Rocky meets Evil Dead, but in hell, with way more blood and muscles. 10 out of 10 for sheer entertainment value. You have to see it to believe it. Cloud City. And then he's put in Japanese, Hail to the King, baby. So there you go. The words from Mr. John Hammond.
John, and you know what I love, Dave? Everyone's taste is completely different. Absolutely. There is no way I'm getting a group of friends sitting together and watching this. But, John, I respect the hustle. I respect the fact that Bellender needs to keep his mouth shut and just say, I love horror movies from now on, Dave. They're always been my favourite genre of movies. And we can just carry on. And I hate martial arts movies. I hate martial arts movies, Dave. And Lauren Avedon movies, I hate them. Honestly, if somebody
no
pick
one's
them
falling for it.
Anyway, shall we get into our scores, Dave?
Let's go.
So, John, thank you. I do applaud. And like I say, the movie's fucking rubbish. It's absolutely terrible. However, I think I had a little bit of a brain fart there as such, because I did forget about the end bit with the Steve Backley fucking Fatima Whitbread fucking javelin competition. That is amazing with the dumbbells and the weights and stuff. It's just ridiculous that the whole movie pivots on that. And like you say, he's doing the full Lou Ferrigno. We know now, watching the whole, Lou Ferrigno did fuck all to anyone other than flex, and people pretty much shit themselves, or he'd run and he'd throw something. That was it. That's all he did.
A-team style.
Yeah. He's not doing like, the Edward Norton Hulk, which is still the best Hulk movie for me, Dave. That, when he's an absolute maniac and he's whacking tanks to that. No, he just muscles up. This guy does the same at the end, and he does, whether he's a bit of a homage to the Hulk, I don't know. It just feels like we're watching Lou Ferrigno there. It's brilliant the way he does that. But the javelin bit has knocked it up for me, Dave. So it was going to Alderaan because it's fucking bobbins. However, it's not. It's going to Elm Street, because for that last bit, you absolutely made me realise what are you thinking. That bit at the end is fantastic. I just watched that bit twice because I thought, it's the way. So Why is the ghost so fucking slow in like a 6-foot-by-6 room? Can't catch him as he's unspinning the fucking weights. That is brilliant. Fucking brilliant. The slowest fucking death scene I've ever seen. So John does get a reprieve on that, Dave. So Elm Street all the way for me. So what about yourself?
I am all over the map on this one. I have to say, those last 10 minutes for me are Cloud City. They are on the scale of, so bad it's good. I loved it. But I found it a slog, even though it was only an hour. It was a real slog. And that first half of the movie, I know can't go straight into all the gore. There has to be a bit of tension, a bit of build-up. But yeah, I found it a bit of a slog. I can't see myself watching anything other than those last 10 minutes, I would say. So I think for me, I'm going to go Elm Street as well. I won't be rushing. And again, I think it's because it's just so gruesome. And then the bed knobs and broomsticks animation fucking thrown in there as well.
Well spotted there, Dave. I love that. That's brilliant.
But I do think if you're into horror and like terrible movies, then this is definitely, I think, a bit of a gem. And so I could see, not just John, but I think a lot of our supporters would quite like this one as well. And if you don't watch the whole film, just watch those last 10 minutes. Like say, you could sign up for Shudder if you've not already, or you could just watch it for free on Plex.
Fucking brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, thank you for that, mate. And thanks, John. Brilliant stuff, Dave. But next week, Dave, it is the OG supporter of Comics in Motion, Dave, the original superfan, someone who's one of our great friends and a Patreon supporter, Mr. Tony Farina, Dave, the legend that is Lauren Avedon's body double from the 90s. If anyone's ever seen the picture, he's
a dead ringer.
Tony, one of the nicest guys, great guy, Tony. But Dave, he's picked a movie from 1991. It's a movie I've seen once. I have seen it. He stars Bruce Willis in probably one of the worst fucking fedora type hats we've ever seen, Dave. So this one is Hudson Hawk. So let's get into the trailer. Oh my God, this is even worse than I thought, Dave. Just done John McClane on it. This is just that.
I didn't want to steal anything. I didn't want to go to Europe.
Now, I've heard Tony talk about this a few times, and he does genuinely like it, but I don't know if he's expecting us to like it.
Have you seen this before?
I saw it around the time,
Just some guy that's good at swiping stuff.
Bruce Willis was huge around this time.
Yeah,
and I think this did not do that much for his career.
Okay.
No.
You don't gotta get technical about it.
You look gorgeous. You look like Zorro.
Well, I didn't know.
Buongiorno.
Yeah, buongiorno. Maybe you could help me. I'm being blackmailed into robbing the Vatican by a psychotic American corporation and the CIA.
I don't,
You don't speak English? You have very beautiful eyes for a man.
What the fuck?
I got a bad feeling.
I can't even swim.
Hell, Paul will probably kill you. Oh, we ain't got
Oh, no, baby.
Oh, I was afraid you weren't going to drop by.
I've seen enough, Dave. No, hold on. Tony, we don't need to read more. The week after.
Started the week by stealing the sports stuff.
I don't know. I don't see it either, what Tony sees in this.
Hosting away the Coliseum?
No,
Can we just go
but
back to the kissing part?
keep an open mind. Yeah.
Life doesn't get much better than this.
like John McClane's on a good day. He's took a bit of antidepressants. He's feeling fucking pretty good. What the fuck is that? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Anyway, a big Tony up there. I might be bigging him back down next week, Dave. That was terrible. But I'm looking forward to it because I know what fucking Bruce Willis is doing with this thing. Jesus Christ. I remember it got bombed when I was a kid watching it, like 92 or something. I remember renting it thinking, oh, it's going to be like Die Hard. Because obviously at the same time, well, one of his, and probably now, I would say his best movie, fucking The Last Boy Scout, come out in 91 as well. I mean, he did this fucking turkey. Oh, my word.
where I think we need to keep an open mind, I'm sure I've heard Tony say, this was just misunderstood for its time. So maybe it came at the wrong time, and maybe watching it with modern eyes,
possibly
make it age better.
Maybe, Dave. I always like a bit of Bruce Willis, so let's see. But anyway, big thank you to everyone as always. You've got to email us, the vhsstrikesback@gmail.com. If you want to follow us on social media @VHSStrikesBack, please go over to patreon.com/the VHS Strikes Back if you want to support us. And everyone who supported us, past and present, we really appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. So a massive thank you and a roll call of honour call out for Gareth, Mike, Lee, Helen, Dylan, Dan, Justin, Susan, Timothy, Matt, Hales, Ken, Lucky Luda Green, Herbs, Jack, Math, Blake, John Hammond, and Mr. Tony Farina. So thank you so much, guys. And Dave, I've got to say that bit at the end of the movies, because I'm going to have to go and watch it again, actually. I've got 5 days left of Shudder. Can you put a note in your diary to ring me with 10 minutes to go? I think I signed up about 11 o'clock on the fucking Wednesday, whenever it was. So if you just give me a shout there, that'd be perfect, or whatever it is. But have you got a musical number for us today, my friend?
I have, and especially just the whole bonkers nature to this, and then I think the music that was in the trailer, it put me in, honestly, Chris, quite a heavy mindset. So again, I mentioned a few weeks ago with the Deer Hunter. I remember those days in the early 90s, going back and watching a bit of Headbangers Ball, and he had all sorts on there. And I remember I had this poster up of Cannibal Corpse, and it was like this zombie eating his rib or something. I was eaten back to life. My mum hated it, but I was a rebellious teenager, Chris. So, this was sort of stuff I was kind of into. This has got to be the heaviest thing I've ever put together. But this one is called Blood and Muscle. And I'm going to share my screen so you can see the lyrics, because you're probably not going to be able to make much of them out. So here we go.
This is the speed at the end of the movie. This is perfect for that end bit.
I reckon you could cut bits of the movie and this would work quite well on it.
I do. Was it like a bit of a trailer, David? If only the movie was 4 minutes long, it had been past me.
Rather heavy there, but I do think it fits with that last 10 minutes. I might even try and let's see if I can cut that together, put a little video together with it. But there you go, Chris. So thank you very much for indulging me there. Thanks for today. I'm glad I managed to rescue this film from Alderaan and got it into Elm Street with you. So thank you very much, sir. Thanks to all our listeners out there. Thanks to all our supporters, and we'll speak to you next time.
Bye now.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over. What the fuck are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do?
Maybe we could build a fire, sing a couple of songs, huh? Why don't we try that?
We better get back, because it'll be dark soon, and they mostly come at night. Mostly.
I'll be back.
That's odd.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Wax on, wax off.
Get to the chopper!
One ring to go.
All right. Ding, ding.
Bust you up. Go for it.
Well, here we go.
Ain't so bad. Ain't so bad. Ain't so bad. Come on. Ain't so bad. Ain't nothing. Come on. You must be crazy or something. I'm crazy. You just a stupid. Yeah, maybe you stupid. I ain't breathing heavy. He's a fool. He's stupid. I seen you at 6 I must break you.